Lastly, how long should I plan for the SEO Power Shield to be completed by? In my experience, for me, because I go in queue and just like you guys do when I place my orders, it usually is 3 to 4 weeks before I get mine back. Sometimes a little bit sooner. It just depends on how much the workload is.
That's 2 to 3 weeks. So the keyword research has to be done. It goes in the queue to that. Once the keyword researchers get the order, it takes 3 days, literally 3 days for them to do everything that's done with the keyword research, which is filter it, remove duplicates, find your silos, your categories, and get everything to you the way that they've been shown how to do. Once that's done, you take that and that spreadsheet gets submitted along with the other details for the SEO Shield. And then 2 to 3 weeks from that, could take a little bit less, could take a little bit more, depending on how many people are ahead of you in the queue.
There you go. Okay, note for question number 3, the brand name was okay. So I guess maybe I should have read ahead. The brand name is used in both the URL and the page title name, so not sure what could be used for the new syndication ring URLs created for the SEO Power Shield. We just append something to it, you know. You could, you know, brand name blog, like so brand name plus blog, or brand name plus, you know, a location if it was for local, or brand name plus, you know, news, or, you know, updates or something, right? You could do something, or go then brand name, or, you know, just whatever, just get creative. You can squeeze something in there to make it unique username for the new account setup. Just make a note of that. If you have a desired account username, put that in the comment section as well.
And so if you're talking about what we're going to use for your syndication network, which is our nomenclature for what we call it, our syndication network is your tier 1 branded. It should include your brand.
Right.
It shouldn't be any different. I don't know how you're looking at this or what information you're using, but it's your tier 1, including your G site, is an extension of your brand. What changes in the URL is the domain where that profile is hosted. So that'll be different, but you want that to be consistent throughout the web. You don't want to have changes.
Yeah, what I was speaking of was the username, not the name. You can still title each one of the properties within the network with the same brand name title with no deviation of the actual name. But the username, so like the subdomain on Blogger, or, you know, Blogspot or WordPress or Tumblr, if your brand name, your specific brand name has already been taken up because of another syndication network that you had built previously, then when you go to suggest or submit the order, just put in, you know, append something or prepend something to your brand name so that you can have another Tumblr blog set up, another WordPress blog set up. That's fine. But you still want to title your syndication network properties after the brand. Does that make sense? But it's just the same, guys. If you try to go out and set up a syndication network for a brand that somebody else has secured those properties for in the username, right? Then you have to append or prepend something to the brand name, or hyphenate it or something, in order for you to be able to create that blog account. Does that make sense? So you have to do the same thing here. It doesn't mean that you have to update the title of, you know, the actual brand name as the title of each one of those properties. It just means the username or the subdomain essentially has to be made unique somehow. That's what I mean. So